ultimate battle of the blow dry brushes. We have Dyson, Babyliss, GHD and Shark. I'm going to be showing you all of these hot brushes, how they work, the features in all of them, how they differ, and most importantly, what results they give. So let's get into it. Hi and welcome back to my channel, or hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Chloe Swift. I'm a professional hairstylist and hair care expert. As I say, I'm putting all of these hot brushes behind me to the test, comparing them all on my head of hair. I haven't still quite worked out how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out as we go along, how I can use 4 different hot brushes and so you can see the results. And I've already put a couple of, like 2 of them to the test. I'll link those videos below. But yeah, I've actually not compared all 4 of them together, and I think if you are looking to purchase just one hot brush, all of these hot brushes behind me are premium hot brushes. Prices ranging from £120 all the way up to £450. So yeah, I'd say they're all premium because even if you're thinking of spending £120 on a hot brush, you still want it to give you some options, work really great and work really effectively, but you can choose whether you're kind of lower end of premium, mid-tier, or then the higher upper end. So yeah, I'm excited to use all 4 against each other, really compare the differences, and they are going to be really different, just to give you a heads up. So yeah, let's go and let's do some product prep. I have washed my hair earlier, so we're working on freshly washed towel dried hair, so it's just been left just to air dry and towel dry in my microfiber turban. Nothing is in it at the moment. I haven't even brushed it, so you can see what I'm working with. First product I'm going to go in with is the Unite 7-second detangler. This is your heat protection spray, and it's really great for just adding that hydration and moisture back into your hair. Whenever I'm doing kind of like a blow dry or using a blow dry brush, I do like to go in with more like a blow dry plumping cream. So this one is the Virtue Labs Flourish Thickening Styling Treatment. I really love it. It plumps up the hair, makes the hair look thicker and fuller. When you create these blow dry looks, you feel like your hair is a bit limp and a bit flat, and it just kind of needs plumping and thickening up. I'd really suggest a cream like this. If I'm going in and using a blow dry brush, I want to help create some volume at the root. I'm going in with my favorite volumizing spray. This is the Maria Neela volume spray. It's so fine, so lightweight, really great for fine hair types, doesn't weight the hair down, and you can just see how fine that mist comes out. It's so good. Then lastly, hair oil. I'm actually going in with a really lightweight oil today. This is the Hair Ritual by Sisley. Precious hair care oil, but yeah, it's really light. It's kind of like a dry oil. So when I kind of massage it into my hands, it almost kind of disappears. We're going for body volume, kind of more plumping here. Nourish the ends, but I don't want anything that's going to kind of weigh the hair down too much. Okay, let's talk about pre-drying. So you can see by putting in those products, that has wet my hair back down again quite considerably. This is a bit too wet, so you still just want to take out a bit more moisture. So we're going to go in and do what we call a pre-dry. So first of all, I'm going to go in with the Babyliss Air Wand. This is marketed as a 3-in-1 hot brush, and it retails at £120. So it is the cheapest out of the 4 hot brushes that I'm going to be using. You've got this round brush head. You then pop it off. You've got this, which then just acts as a fast drying hair dryer, and then you've also got a smoothing brush head. So to pre-dry with the Babyliss Air Wand, you just want to take the head off and use this kind of concentrated nozzle. The more wet your hair is, the more kind of fragile and the more vulnerable it is. So I like to, when I'm pre-drying, just go in on like the medium heat on all of the hot brushes. So the first thing I noticed when I did use the Babyliss Air Wand, that is a really powerful direct airflow, which is really good. So it's really nice for when you're drying your roots. It literally just comes out of that gap there. So it's such a small gap, which explains why it's such like a concentrated, powerful airflow. So yeah, I do rate the Babyliss one for pre-drying. Next up, I have the Dyson Airwrap. So this is the most expensive out of the 4 hot brushes that I have. This retails at £450. Super customizable. So I'm going to take off the round brush head first of all, so that we can pre-dry. This is technically called the fast drying attachment. So I'll pop that on first of all and use that, but I'll explain to you why I'm not super keen on using this one. the airflow is very powerful, but I feel like the airflow almost disperses a bit more, definitely compared to the Babyliss that I previously used. That is such a direct airflow. When I use the fast drying attachment, this actually creates quite a lot of fluff and frizz for me. My hair is definitely frizz prone, so it kind of blows it around a bit too much. So I'll take that one off. I don't really use that one, and instead I actually much prefer to use this one. This one is actually called the Dryer Plus Flyaway Smoother, which makes, yeah, so much more sense for my hair. Anyone who's got like frizz prone fluffy hair, it still is basically a hair dryer, but yeah, this is so much more concentrated at working towards smoothing the hair and getting rid of flyaways. So for me, pre-drying, this is definitely the one to pick and the one to go for. When you are just taking water and moisture out from the hair, you want that to be on that side, so then the airflow's coming out. I think when you're focusing on kind of really getting flyaways out the top, you spin it round so then the airflow is actually coming out from here. Say if you're like really smoothing down those bits. I'm not 1000% confident that I've figured that out properly, but yeah, I much prefer just using that and taking out some moisture, so I'll show you the difference there. So much better. Let's be real, Babyliss has definitely taken some inspiration from the Dyson here. So even just this kind of matte design with the kind of casing, they both pretty much weigh the exact same. Out of all the tools, these are the most lightweight. Dyson is still like the lightest. It's so lightweight. And even things like that filter at the bottom, so Dyson's got this like magnetic filter, you can take that off and clean that. Literally Babyliss has got the exact same. If you are on more of like a budget and you don't really want to exceed, you want to stick around about that kind of £100 mark, Babyliss is kind of a dupe for the Dyson. Next, we're moving on to the brand new Shark FlexFusion. It's marketed as a 5-in-1 hot brush. It retails at £370 in comparison to these 4 I'm comparing today. We're gonna put this in kind of the mid tier. Yeah, I think you get so much for your money and how versatile it is. So in terms of pre-drying, we're just gonna remove this head. So to do that, just press that button down. You wanna make sure the arrows then aren't lining up and it easily pops off. This is the only tool that does this. Then we press this button down here and look at that. We have literally turned it into a hairdryer. None of the other hot brushes can do that and kind of turn rotation and go horizontal. So if I'm pre-drying with my Shark, I'll do this, put it into literally hairdryer mode and go in there. Dyson and Babyliss don't have a wet to dry mode or feature. Technically, yeah, there's nothing that stops you from using those on dry hair. There's nothing built in the tech basically that changes the temperature to go up or to go lower to use on dry hair, if that makes any sense to you at all. Whereas your Shark, this is literally designed for wet hair or dry hair. So even when you turn it on, you can choose that's the dry mode, or then that with the water droplet is the wet mode. And that works with no matter what head you're using. Again, price wise for the Shark, I think it's really customizable. Another feature that it's got, which none of the others have, it's got a scalp shield mode. When you turn it on, what you want to do is literally just hold down this temperature button, and can you see that light is now flashing? So what that means is, yeah, this is just a super safe low temperature. It's really ideal for the scalp because you don't want to have temperatures too high on the scalp that you're then burning the scalp and affecting the hair there. So yeah, this is really designed for pre-drying the hair, just a really safe low temperature when you're drying out wetness from the roots. So I really enjoy using this feature. I think it's so important. And then when you feel like you've got enough wetness out from the roots, then I would just take it off the scalp shield mode and then just put it into a medium heat and then just dry kind of the mid-lengths and ends like I would do with the others. And yeah, I feel like that airflow, especially with that nozzle on, is super concentrated, which is what I want. It's literally just going in the places where I want the airflow, not all over where it's kind of just blowing the hair and making it look frizzy and messy. Next, we have the GHD Duet Blowdry. This is marketed as a 2-in-1 product. However, the 2-in-1 just meaning it does wet hair and dry hair. But in terms of actually what else it does, like it isn't really a 2-in-1. Like there is just this one brush. You can't take it off. It isn't customizable. And unfortunately, there is no pre-dry mode here on this tool, just because the fact you can't take it off, which is quite a shame. So I feel like whenever I do use this tool, I need to already make sure my hair's pretty dry already, kind of like 80% dry, whether that's just air dried, or if I really want to use this, I would then have to get out my hairdryer, take out some moisture and then use it, which kind of is a bit pointless. I'd probably just pick one of my other hot brushes then if that were the case. And it retails at £379. So again, we're putting it in that kind of mid-tier bracket if we're comparing all of these four. So hair is successfully pre-dried. It's just kind of a bit damp, which is what you want when you're using these hot brushes. So taking my first section, round about level with the top of the ear. And I do want to give an honourable shout out to these Dyson hair clips because yeah, since I got these, I have not stopped using them. They are the best for taking big chunky sections. They clip the hair up so well, the hair doesn't slide down or fall out. If you are looking for the best sectioning clips, then these other ones. Okay, I think the best way to do this is probably just start off again with do the order that I've already used them in. So let's kick it off with the Babyliss. So that's the result with Babyliss. I think probably one of the most obvious differences with Babyliss is the actual brush head that none of the others have. It isn't a fully round brush head. It is literally just a curved surface. So when I first used this, I was thinking, how's that going to work and is that going to be a bit difficult? But actually what I was so surprised with is that it does give a really, really nice curl shape, and I still use it the same as the others. So I kind of just glide it all the way down, wait till it's kind of pretty much dry, then wrap it all the way back up. I think hopefully you can agree that's a really nice loose curl shape. If I were doing a full head, I actually would get the best results and so it lasts on my hair. I do like to pin them all up and then kind of leave them to set and cool, but I'm not going to do that today because I just want you to see kind of the result straight away so we can compare them side by side. Okay, next on this side, going in with the Dyson Airwrap, because we've already taken out a lot of the moisture and the hair can kind of take a higher heat. It's less fragile, less vulnerable, so I'll go up to the higher heat. Sometimes I feel like the highest power is actually almost too strong, so I do think I like to do medium power when I'm doing these kind of bouncy blow dry techniques with the Airwrap. So Dyson Airwrap, this is the brand new ID curl version, by the way. With this version, you actually get a much larger, wider brush head compared to like the previous versions. So with that, I do just want to call out, you will always get a really nice loose result. So the bigger brush head you're using, you'll create more looser results, probably just a bit more width. I love how it glides through the hair super easily. It smooths my hair out just enough. I love how, yeah, the teeth, there's so many like compact teeth and bristles in this brush, so yeah, it does a really good job at really just gliding through my hair. With your Dyson Airwrap, I really feel like you get that blow dry feeling. You can see the hair is a bit more like aerated and fuller, whereas definitely compared to then this Babyliss side, this is almost sandwiched together and it is very smooth, which is great. I guess it really depends what you're after as well, because I do know some people who have really frizz prone, coarse hair, they actually perhaps don't get on with the Dyson as much because they almost need more sleek and more smooth like that. I'm going to try and not disturb these sections as much as I can. Flip them to the back so hopefully they stay nice and just out of the way, and then move on and do these sections just above with the next two brushes. So going in with our Shark FlexFusion next, so making sure it's on the wet mode. Again, with this one, I did decide medium speed is best because the full speed, a bit like the Dyson, is so powerful. I'm using the Cool Shot on all of these, by the way. One thing I want to call out with the Shark, as with all of them, I need to kind of just position myself in the mirror where I can actually see where I'm pressing the Cool Shot. So the Shark's Cool Shot button is there, and you do have to hold this one down, whereas the other two you don't. You just kind of press it and then it will stay in there. Look how much it smooths the hair. It gives it that lovely shine. Again, it's more of a looser look because it's such a big, wide barrel and brush head. But just look at that really nice flick and shape that it gives. So you've got like the bristles all the way around, but this is the only one where the hair actually glides through heated teeth as well. So when you then put it into the dry hair mode, the teeth will then power up and be hotter, so the hair's gliding through kind of like through a hot comb with those teeth, just to give it a little bit more heat. And I will say, when I was first using this brush, I had to really wrap my head around how does this best work. And essentially you've got these arrows here that point down. Arrows mean you kind of need to be holding it that way throughout, which I wasn't doing it at the start. I was kind of using it like I would, and I kind of like wrap the brush round, and yeah, you can still glide it through the hair and create that kind of rounded motion, but you don't want to be wrapping the brush all the way like this. The only time I do that is when the brush is off and I'm kind of unraveling out of the hair. And lastly, we have the GHD Duet Blowdry. So to turn this one on, flip it up on the switch, and this is the only one where you have to wait a little bit before it's up to temperature. The others are kind of ready to go straight away. This one you have to wait till the barrel completely heats up to that temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. So I think it takes about 30 seconds. Okay, it's now ready. And I will also say, you'll see, but out of the hot brushes, this has definitely got the best tension. The bristles are so tightly compact, but that's why just then I went to use it on my hair that's just naturally dried wavy and realised, oh no, that's really going to get stuck. So you definitely need to brush through every single section before you go through and use this brush. Also, one massive feature to call out, there is no Cool Shot feature. So it's literally turn it on, it works at 120, and then you go. So yeah, I wasn't able to do the Cool Shot feature there. I love the result. Like, I was like, oh wow, that looked great when it first came out. It had so much more kind of volume there at the start, but then it just kind of drops and falls on my hair. So I don't know whether that's because I haven't done the Cool Shot. As I mentioned earlier, with all these brushes, I would pin my hair and just, yeah, give it that best chance of holding and lasting. I would say the Duet Blowdry is best for really smoothing your hair. It's got such a great tension. I find it works really well on curly, coarser hair types who really want that smoothing, and it does give a lovely shine, but I would definitely not say it's the best if you're looking for that full, voluminous, bouncy shape. I'm going to split that down the middle, so then I'm going to have like a back section and a front section. It's going to be hard to see them side by side, but at least then I can actually use all 4 brushes. So I'm going to do that, show you how I'm using those, and then we'll come back to you with the final results and final conclusion. blow dried, and I do just want to put out this full disclaimer and say that is not a reliable test at all whatsoever if you're actually thinking I was testing the products side by side, because literally I started like the back section of that one 10-15 minutes ago, then that, and obviously this is just most recently done, and this is still very warm as well. Instead of then just give you two side by side looks, I really wanted to more so show you some more clips of me using all four of the brushes. And the one thing I will say is they are all so easy to use. There isn't really one that I'd pick in terms of easiest. Whilst this just cools down before I do anything else with it, let's just run through a few of the features of each brush and how they are so different. So we have the Babyliss Air Wand. It's a 3-in-1 hot brush. It doubles up as kind of this shaping brush. You've got a smoothing head, and then you can also take the head off and just use it as a dryer. Yeah, if you just want to dabble your toe, have something that you can kind of just use instead of just using like a curling iron or a straightener. You just want something just to mix it up a little bit. Then yeah, I absolutely think the Babyliss Air Wand is the one for you. It's super easy to use, and actually I was pleasantly surprised by it. So Dyson Airwrap is the most expensive hot brush out of all of the hot brushes I've got here. Probably the most expensive hot brush on the market, I'd say. I do think it is worth the value though, like just how it's designed. It looks so expensive. It comes in like this amazing case. You have so many different heads with it, so many other attachments. You kind of want a hot brush and a hairdryer that's got versatility, customizability. I'd say the Dyson Airwrap is the best brush at getting the volume in your hair. It's that kind of fullness and plumpness that a real salon blow dry gets. So yeah, if you want fullness, thickness, plumpness and volume, this is without a doubt the product for you. Next, we have my beloved Shark FlexFusion. I say beloved because it's only recently come out, but I've been using it so much recently, and I think you can see exactly why. Like, it's so versatile, more versatile than the Dyson in regards to the fact that you can take this off, switch it in a horizontal mode, then it is an actual hair dryer, and it then comes with a straightening, smoothing attachment. So it's literally like a straightener as well. It literally does it all. So I think if you want a tool that is going to do it all, you literally wouldn't even need any other hair tools if you bought this product. I would 100% say this is worth saving up for. It is 100% worth that money. I'm loving it since I've used it. Can't recommend it enough. And then the GHD Duet Blowdry. This actually did come out in 2023. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind GHD have already been working on for the past few years the next addition to this, and I can guarantee it's probably going to be customizable. All of these things that this product isn't, but yeah, just bear in mind it has been on the market for the longest, so I guess it's performed so well. People do love this product. It 100% has got a customer base, and as I say, I think that's for thick hair, coarse hair, curly hair. If you really want to smooth your hair out, give that shine, because it's got an amazing tension to it, and it just gives that loose shape. This is the product for you. For now, if you are looking for a brush that is just going to smooth the hair, give the most incredible shine, and give those loose results, then I would say you would really like the GHD Duet Blowdry. That is it from me, guys. This has been an absolute hot brush marathon. If you are thinking of purchasing a new hot brush and you just don't know where to begin, you don't know which one's right for you, I really hope you find this video and that it's helpful for you and helps you decide. As usual, I'll link everything down below in the description box, and if you enjoyed this video or learned anything new, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe because I post videos like this every single week. And if you do subscribe, I'll be seeing you next week for another hair care, hair tutorial, hair review, whatever it's going to be, something hair related. I'll be seeing you next week. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.